Showtime. Welcome to the
What
show.
up? What up? What up? What up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Great, great, great. We here. We here.
Hey, glad you're here, man. So, what does it mean to be a nice guy, and should you be one?
Listen, a nice guy. Listen, man. That's a good topic. But a nice guy is just he's nobody in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets nowhere in this world at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I had made a video, right? And it was called "Be a Good Guy, Not the Nice Guy." You get what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
good guy, he's charming, he's a gentleman, but as soon as you flip that switch, he shows you that side like, yo, don't do that, or I'm going, it's going to be a problem. But a nice guy, he allows everybody to push him over. He allows to people to talk all over him, and he has no leadership. People look down upon him. So don't be a nice guy. Nice guys just nobody wants to be a nice guy.
Right, and and you see this portrayed in in real life and in all these movies and TV shows. You see that guy who's he's letting everyone just say whatever to him, and do all these things to him that he doesn't approve of, but deep down he doesn't have the confidence to tell them that. So he's just getting walked all over, like you said before, and it's that's no way to be in this world, because the world and people are going to knock you down, and you're not going to be able to get up.
It's a fact. It's
But if you're then the good guy in turn, it's like, yeah, you're nice, right? You're nice, but if somebody disrespects you or something, you're gonna let them know, all right, no, you can't do that.
That's a
And
fact.
so and so that versus the nice guy, someone's gonna disrespect him, and he's just gonna be like, oh, like he's
Yeah,
not gonna be able to do anything about it. And it's that's the unfortunate thing
because
is
he's
if
trying
you
to make
can't.
people happy. See, the
Mm,
problem with the nice guy is that he's always trying to get a reaction out of people. Like he's always trying to expect people to be nice to him all the time. You feel me? And see, a lot of things, like I say, you gotta make people upset. And that's the true thing about becoming a leader. You know what I'm saying? When you want to become a leader, you have to make people upset. You have to point out things people are doing wrong. So if you're a nice guy, you're letting people do you dirty, you're degrading in your leadership. You cannot let people just say or do anything to you.
Yeah, I mean, just I mean, if you can imagine in really any circumstance, if you're the leader of, a group, it is, let's say it's a group of, five other guys, and you just let those guys, you have these set rules that you're supposed to follow, but every time one breaks them, you're like, oh, I'll remind them,
Yeah,
if they do it again, that they shouldn't do that, and then they do it again and again, and you're just like, oh, it's all right, it's all right, it's only one guy doing it. Then the other guy starts doing it because he sees the other guy is able to do it,
uh
and
huh,
then your whole thing, your whole function just falls apart. And
uh huh,
being a leader doesn't mean being, super aggressive and rude. It's just like, all
exactly.
right, guys, this is what we're doing, and we're not going to mess around here. This is our
Exactly.
time to work hard and do this. And if everyone follows that, then everyone's going to have a good time. Everyone's going to, whether you're going to make money, you're going to build more relationships, network,
Exactly.
whatever you got going on, it's going to
It's
be better.
being a leader, it requires having respect. You know what I'm saying? So you're overcrossing my boundaries and you're doing too much. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? You have to leave, or you have to leave what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to give respect, you have to learn how to, say no. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn the good guy, he knows how to say no. The nice guy, he never knows how to say no. You know what I'm saying? He lets people get money out of him, people milk him for money and all that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to say no. The power of saying no, that's one of the best things you should ever add into your life.
That's a really good point you said, because if you're working hard on something, let's say it's 4 p.m. and then your friend, you need to get it done by tonight, and it's gonna take you 4 hours, and your buddy calls you and he's like, hey, we're going out with the boys, you want to come? And you're in your mind, you're like, oh, I know I need to get this done, but I also want to go out. And so if you're the nice guy, you're like, oh yeah, let's go. And then you get back later that night, and then you end up not finishing it because you took the time away from yourself. But the good guy is able to say, hey, listen, I'm busy right now. maybe I'll be able to go out with you guys tomorrow, right? And
Yeah,
it's like it's the being able to make the decision and the distinction between like,
yeah,
is it worth it? Because also most of the time, if you choose to go out when you have that work to do, when you're out, you're not even going to be able to genuinely enjoy yourself because you're going to be thinking in the back of your mind, oh, I still have to get this done. So,
exactly, exactly. And you know what's crazy about that is because I was just out with my friends the other day, and they wanted me to walk to the river. But you know what? I told them, yo, I have to edit, man. I have to get back in time. You know, they respected that because they knew I had something important. And when you have something to show for and you have something important to do, your friends will respect you more because you're not just being with them all the time. You know, you're not just draining your energy being with them all the time. You actually putting yourself in a position to become successful. So they look up to you in a sense. You know, when they be like, yo, I'll be back later. I'll see y'all tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? When you tell them that, they respect you because they know, yo, he on his hustle, he on his grind.
mhm. And when you're doing that, that can also, not always, but it can also help if your friends aren't as motivated or doing something like that. It can help them look at themselves and be like, all right, my boy's doing this, so maybe I should start working hard on this thing
Yeah,
I'm passionate about too. And then you guys can in turn help each other with
yeah,
that. And yeah, I mean, it's like if you're hanging out with your friends like 24/7, that can just be like another distraction.
it's a fact. That's a whole fact, man. Like even like you know, back in the day, I used to just be hanging out, just chilling with certain folks. I'd be like, damn, like, why are we like me? I'm a person of action. I love to take action. I like to create content. I like to do things. I hate wasting time. That's the one thing about me. I hate wasting time because you never know when this. Like I always put this thing in the back of my mind. You never know when's your time to go. You feel me? You might think you have tomorrow, but you might not have tomorrow. So the last day you're here, what are you going to do that's going to make you successful? You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that boundary for yourself. And I'm not telling you have to overwork yourself or overdo things and stuff like that, but have some habits during the day that's going to be like, damn, I did that today. You know what I'm saying? Instead of hanging out with your friends and they're gonna waste your time and drain your energy. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's also you also have to distinguish. All right, like which I think it's a difficult journey sometimes to figure out, all right, who's my real friend and who doesn't really care about me? Because you can have your friends where you're like, all right, guys, I gotta go work, and they'll be like, all right, yeah, I get it, whatever, right? And then you can have those friends where like, you don't want to hang out with us. What's wrong with you? And those guys, they don't really support you in what you do. So it's like, what do you?
Yeah.
Where's the relationship there?
See, like in my opinion, people are always going to be for you to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like you will have real friends, but then you'll have people that, say they support you but not actually show it. You gotta actually like have those people that's there that show it. Actions speak louder than words. You know what I'm saying? So when people react like that, that's already a no-no. Like that's not your friend at all. At all. Because if he's getting mad at you leaving and he knows that you got something important to do and he know what road you're on and you've been telling him, that's not your friend. And he's just a distraction. He's just what do you call that? He just like he just a succubus of your energy. Like he just
Hmm.
suck all your energy up
Yeah.
when you're around him. You got to get away from those type of people.
Right. That's a huge thing because it's you notice the different type of energy that people emit when you're around them. You might be around one of your friends and it seems like every time you're having a conversation with them, like they're a light to the world and you're just having a great time every time you talk to them. And then that other guy who's like all he's doing is, gossiping about your other friends and oh he did this and it's like what am I sitting here listening to?
Yeah, that's great. You know what's crazy? Cause I come from an environment where people don't speak successful. I had to actually go network. You know what I'm saying? I actually had to go meet people that were doing the same thing as me. See, the problem that people do is that they don't network. If you are trying to meet people that are successful or successful friends and stuff like that, become part of a group or like a content group. You know, Find out what tweaks and what ways you could become better with who you are. You know what I'm saying? How to upgrade your content and stuff like that, right? So I started networking. I started meeting new people, and I started to see how different they thought. You know what I'm saying? Like they were thinking just like me. And then I looked at my old friends, and I'm not no disrespect to them because they not. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no disrespect. But when I go look at how I used to be and who I used to chill with all the time, then I look at it, I'll be like, damn, like I wasted a lot of time with them when I could have just been focusing on where I wanted to be in life. You know what I'm saying? And there's no this to them because I love them. They my homies, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta have a place where you just connect with different people
Mhm.
because they can bring value to your life.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, it's just because certain friends aren't on the same road as you, that doesn't mean that,
It
they
doesn't
can't
mean
be your
anything.
friends or anything.
See, you know what's crazy? Let me chime on this real quick. A lot of people think that everybody's supposed to be a leader. Some people need to be followers. When you look at the Bible, right? Jesus, he had disciples. You know what I'm saying? Look at how religion is. Religion has followers. You know what I'm saying? So people follow what they are, limited to. So if you could just create a trend for people to come and hop on, it doesn't matter if they're not with it. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably be with it in the future. They gotta see people maneuver different. Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? That's what people need to understand. Oh, they're not with me right now because that's not their reality. You got to give them their reality. You got to give them a vision, and then you got to give them some type of value. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll see it, be like, "Oh, Showtime, he did this. Brad did this. So let me hop on this." You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. There's been certain when I first like started the whole self improvement stuff, there were a few friends that were judging me for some of the habits that I was doing, and then after a few months, a year later, when they saw I kept doing it, whatever, they eventually said to themselves, "All right, let me try this," and then a few of those guys who usually used to make fun of me for it are actually doing the same things now.
See, sometimes you gotta just learn. Like a lot of people like make fun of like the spirituality thing, but
Mm,
because it's a gimmick, they got like this whole side where people just act spiritual and they act like there's somebody like this. They give themselves like this type of identity thing. You know what I'm saying? Where spirituality is like focusing on being conscious. You know what I'm saying? Focusing on your emotions, how to bringing that value in life. Learning, taking the practices from the spiritual practices and adding it to your life. People are not doing that. So what they're doing is they're promoting this goddess, all this other stuff that doesn't really bring that much value. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I think also some people. This is also another kind of distinction of like the people who are, maybe might be right for you or not. Yeah, there's certain people that will look at your path and be like, all right, they might be on the same path as you or similar one or a completely different one, but still be your friend. But
saying?
they'll still look at you and be like, all right, like he's doing his thing, even if I don't completely agree with what he's doing. Right? He's doing his thing, and I support it to a degree. And then there's the other people who look at the people who might perceive you as doing a little bit better than them, or have a few more good habits than them, and they see that as like intimidation, and they're like, oh, he's doing that, why is he doing that? He thinks he's the shit, he thinks he's above everyone, even if you're not being cocky and you're being humble. Some people will still just perceive that you taking that action is like, because I think the problem is some people are so stuck in their limiting mindsets and like the subconscious programs that when they see someone that might be doing a little bit better than them, or just on a path that they would love to be on, they just can't motivate themselves enough to do it. They kind of get intimidated by that. And I think that's where the mindset shift is really important.
Fact. That's a fact, man. It's all a mindset shift. It's all being in your true purpose, being your true divine nature. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, like want to make it. How you gonna make it? You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask yourself questions. You know what I'm saying? And add the steps. You know what I'm saying? It's you gotta start from the bottom. You get what I'm saying?
Mm,
A lot of people they feel like they need to be at a certain point already. Like that's not how things work. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be there already. You have to. It might take you 2, 3 years before you even touch the you know what I'm saying, where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing content for 6 years. I didn't start getting successful in it till this year. You get what I'm saying? It takes steps. It takes getting better. You know what I'm saying? It takes becoming the better version of yourself to grow.
yeah, and I think so many problems that we have nowadays is since we're so used to instant gratification and getting all that pleasure just from a swipe or instantaneously. It's like it's that much more difficult to do hard work and to take the time and persistence to do something. Like if you were somebody else who is stuck in the instant gratification 100%, you would have started content, and then after 3 months of not seeing some sort of success, you would have been like, all right, this just doesn't work, and you would have stopped. And so, you persisting for 6 years and now you're seeing the success. It's like yeah, it would have been nice to see it earlier, but you took that persistence and you were still able to pursue it. And like, all right, even though I'm not at a million followers right now, it's like I still enjoy doing this, so I'm going to keep doing it. I think with anything in life, as long as you're alive, there's hope.
Yeah. See, how I look at things, right? Like even like with the job things, like a lot of people like they like a lot I like to preach like find what you want to do first before you even think about, you know, working a job because you might have a skill. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people they might hop on this wave where they want to look fancy, they want to look good, they want to look fresh, and I get it. You know, you want to look impressionable to other people and stuff like that. But if it's not meant for you, if you're getting declined from your jobs, you're getting declined from working and stuff like that, there's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people they might be like, damn, I can't get a job because you're probably trying to. The Most High is probably telling you, look, you need to find your skill. You need to find your purpose. Then when you find your purpose, then I can reward you with all the job, things and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, they want that instant gratification. They want to look good right
Mm.
now, so they hop into things and fall out of place with who they want to become. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so many of us like we kind of get to a certain point of our life and we just forget about the things that we're passionate about and that we
Uh-huh.
have like deep inside of our hearts. We're kind of like, all right, this job is going to pay this amount of money, so like let's just do it. Why not? And then so you spend the next like 40 years of your life. Yeah, you're making money, but like you don't enjoy this at
You
all.
don't
And
enjoy
so
it.
and so, people like you can definitely find a 9 to 5 job or a regular job that you can genuinely enjoy. But
That's a fact.
I think for some people, you can also use you can use a job to
Yeah.
fuel your passion or fuel whatever you have on the side that one day you want to be bigger, but right now you might not have the income for it. And so, I also think we also have this perception of like in like the self-improvement community that like all jobs are bad, and it's
Yeah, this is the
like
problem.
like
And like
like
a lot, see, a
yeah, go
lot
ahead.
of people, right? They don't like the journey. You got to understand the journey. You know what I'm saying? The journey. Like once you fall in love with, with with the Most High and stuff like that. You fall in love with the divine. It's gonna guide you on where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna put you in certain positions. You know what I'm saying? So, what you gotta understand, you gotta have that guidance and where you want to go. You get what I'm saying? And when it comes to that, it won't be hard for you to find where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? Instead of thinking about what you don't have right now, think about what you do have right now and learn from there. You get what I'm saying? The
Hmm.
guidance is always going to be there. Know what I mean? So all you got to do is just focus on that.
Right. Yeah, I think trusting God, trusting the universe, whatever you believe in,
Yeah, that's how I get.
it's a
Like
right
whatever
step
you
in the
believe.
direction.
Like you don't gotta be Christian. You don't listen. if you believe in whatever, whoever, who cares?
Hmm.
You do you. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to get on all that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. For a long time, for myself, in the past, I struggled to believe in something, bigger than myself, and
Yeah.
it really helps you out to, believe in, someone or something, because it's like you're not just doing everything you're doing just purely for you and purely because, oh, I want this. There's kind of another degree to it where, you know
See,
depends on what you believe.
but before I became Christian, I mean before not Christian, before I became spiritual, I was Christian. I was a heavy Christian though. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to school and give out Bibles that to kids that had depression and shit like that.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? I was heavy in it. It wasn't until I got older when I really, really started reading the book and I started to see how manipulative. And this is no, hate towards Christians and stuff like that. Y'all still have a way in this world. Y'all, this is everybody's accepted. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe every religion is real in their own way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that your religion is fake. I'm not saying that because I don't believe in that. If you believe that is real and everything is happening in your reality, that's your reality. You know what I'm saying? Everything is happening in your reality. So you see Jesus coming down, you saw Jesus coming down. That's your reality. Anything you want, you can create that shit for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah, go ahead. You could chime on that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we I think so many people also have this perception of, if you don't believe in my religion, or if you don't have my exact spiritual beliefs, then you're wrong. And it's like, like, I believe what I believe, but at the end of the day, I don't I don't there's always this where it's like, I don't know if, what I believe is 100%.
Exactly.
Maybe Buddhism is the one way, or maybe Catholicism is the one
Yeah.
way. Like, I don't know,
But
right?
my thing is,
But
right, I like to come at and I'd be like, if it was all meant for us to believe one thing, it wouldn't be a disguise. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be like that. Like, who would lead a nation of people and not know exactly who the leader is? You get what I'm saying?
mhm,
It doesn't really align. So if those were all the answers to life, it would be our direct path to be Christian. It would be our direct path to be Islam. It would be our direct path to be Catholic. It'd be different. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have to find out what we would want to be. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, everyone has differing, beliefs on, all those subjects, and
Yeah,
and yeah, I hear what you're saying. I mean, it's difficult to. I mean, that's why, like, a faith is a huge thing in religion, because it's like,
yeah,
all right, you don't 100, you haven't, seen God or seen Jesus or whatever you believe in, and so it's like, there's this aspect of, like, all right, like, I've read the text and I've had these experiences, and, like, all right, let me start to believe a little bit, because, and also, some things I suppose are good
yeah. The
to
Bible is
believe
good.
in,
A
even
lot of
if.
people, the Bible gets a lot of flack because of how the people are. You feel me? You need to read the Bible for yourself. Don't read it because
Mm,
you want to make people happy or you want to make your mom happy because you're becoming this person. No, do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because they want to do it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do things for other people to get a reaction. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, I've heard of multiple people who, whether they grow up Jewish or they grow up Catholic or whatever it is, and then they've studied that a little bit, and then they get to a certain age and they start studying. Let's say you're Catholic, and you read the Bible and stuff like that, and you get to a certain age, you're like, all right, let me read the Torah from Judaism, and then you're like, oh, this resonates with me more, and people, like, change their religion, and so it's like, that's just an example of, like, you didn't truly believe in that, and you believed in this one instead, and it's like, explore and see
Exactly.
what resonates with you personally.
Exactly. See, a lot of people are meant to go through those routes. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I was a heavy Christian. Like nobody could tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? The stuff I was experiencing was because of what I was reading. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
What you read is what you will see. You know what I'm saying? So if you read about becoming rich, you will eventually become rich. You know what I'm saying? If you put in the action, you
Mhm.
take the knowledge from the book. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if you take the words from the Bible and you put it into your life, it's going to become a reality. If you take a wisdom from Islam book or a Buddhist book, or you take a Judaism book, those realities in the book is going to become your reality. You create your own reality. That's how what I'm trying to explain. What I be trying to explain, like what you experience doesn't determine what the other person is experiencing. You get what I'm saying? You create your own reality. That's how I believe.
Yeah, and a lot of us neglect that because we're like, all right, this is what I'm experiencing, so everyone else must experience it too. But you get to, I think you get to a point where you're just like, all right, I'm experiencing this. This is what I believe, and but if someone else believes something else, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think
Nothing
that
wrong
that
with that.
that that, that gets to the like you have to get to that point of confidence in yourself where like you believe what you believe, and you don't feel intimidated and feel like you need to convince someone if they don't believe the same thing as you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, I don't like to even go back and forth with all that because it's just a ending. It's an endless conversation.
Yeah.
It's an endless conversation. You know how that goes, man.
100%. So I wanted to ask you, what was it like growing up in the hood, and what did it teach you?
Man, growing up in the hood, man, it taught me that like there's nothing there like but danger. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the hood, who are you learning from? Like you gotta learn from an OG. You gotta learn from somebody that's going to, put you up. There's nobody around you. Like me, I didn't grow up with my pops, so I had to teach myself. I had to learn from people online. Thank God for the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't get caught up to the streets and stuff like that. I was actually like I stood out
Mhm.
amongst my brothers and stuff like that. My brother, he's in that, he do his thing, whatever. But living in the hood taught me that, you know, just because you in an environment where it's not successful doesn't mean that you can't become successful. I saw people from where I was from become successful, and I was like, damn, if he could be like that, I could be like that. I just got to put in the grind and the focus and everything I want to do. If it's if it's if I see him doing that, I could do that. What's stopping me from becoming that person? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people have like this perception that it's like just because you start somewhere doesn't mean you can't get to somewhere else. Like
Hmm.
people just assume, okay, if you don't grow up with a lot of money, there's no way you can become a millionaire. Like sure, the chances might be lower because maybe the majority of people around you aren't. But it's like there's always the exception. I mean, you hear about all these people, all these guys in the music industry, and even if they're not like that up high, they're climbing and stuff. And it's like you see where they came from, and it's like, all right, well, just because you didn't grow up with $1 million doesn't mean that you can't get to that place.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. And I truly believe in changing your environment, And I'm not gonna lie, I still live in the hood. I still live in the hood. But that doesn't stop me from going to expensive places and seeing a different light so it could give me a different grasp of what it looks like to be successful.
Hmm.
And when you go out and you go see different things, like get out of your hometown and go look at, some stuff that you would want to be in, like where you would want to be in your life.
Right.
Go on like a tour of a house that you would want to be in. Give yourself a different scenery. Give yourself some motivation and be like, damn, when I go back to here, like when I go to work today, that house, I just need that house. I want that house. I want that house. And then eventually you will end up getting that house because
Hmm.
that was your motivation. And you put that image in your mind. You know what I'm saying? I actually believe in, a lot of people be like, oh, window shopping is like, oh, he's a window shopper. He just looks at stuff. Listen, I'm a personal person when I like to go in the stores and look at the jewelry and stuff like that because be like, damn, that's motivation. I want that chain around my neck.
Right.
I want that stuff. So in order for me to get this stuff, to me to be in this store and actually buying something, I have to go back to where I was and go harder than I already was. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people have come back to the hood, have all the nice jewelry on because they did the things that they said they was gonna do.
Mhm.
You gotta be that person.
Even if you might not be able to like afford, let's say a Lamborghini, but you're just going to look at it's like that's like the first step just to like see, like you can look at all the pictures online, but like you're seeing, if you really want that car, you're seeing it in person. Whatever
Yeah,
you want, you're seeing that in person and you're looking at everything and the details, and it's like that's the first step to being like, all right, I'm seeing this in my reality, not just on a phone screen. So like I can let's see what I can do to maybe get to this place, and
yeah.
if I want this item or whatever it may be for you.
Test drive it. It's only like
Yeah.
it's only like $150 to test drive it. You know what I'm saying? So, do small things like that. Those are manifestations in themselves. Because once you get in that environment, like you give yourself a different look. You give yourself like you've been driving this car your whole life. You drive a Lamborghini. See how it make you feel. See how it make you want to become a better person.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Because you really want this. That's gonna be like, damn, how hard I gotta get this. You're gonna start getting different emotions.
hmm and also it's like, I mean, everyone's different, and what they want, and how much money it takes to get there. I
Yeah.
know for me, like a huge reason, I'm trying to make more money is to travel. Like, I don't like you said before, like I don't know when I'm gonna die. All I want to do before, like genuinely, I don't even need, like I don't need 10 supercars. All I want to do
Yeah,
is
me
have
neither.
enough money to go everywhere and just see the world.
Yeah, I just want to see the world, travel with my team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to do a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to TGE, by the way. But yeah, like I just want to travel with the team. Just meet new people, get different experiences, just give myself an experience. It's not always about having the best jewelry. It's not always about having the nicest clothes. It's about bringing value to someone and how you could change their life. This video, this live stream, we could be changing somebody's life right now as we speak. The way that we talk right now. That's bringing value. This live stream is bringing value.
Yeah, it's. I mean that's ultimately why I'm doing it is like
Yeah,
hopefully, the people I'm talking to and hopefully my input can like genuinely help someone, because I mean there's a lot of stuff on YouTube where it's just, and I'm not saying, the funny videos and stuff are completely pointless. Like there's a time and place for that. But there's also a time and place for like, I guess finding someone who on YouTube where it's like, all right, I like what they're saying. Maybe I can, apply that to my life. And even if it's just one thing we say in this podcast that someone can take away from, and it's like that's worth it.
yeah.
Uh, do you think it's important to be mysterious?
Mysterious. In what way?
Like kind of in a sense, not really revealing everything to someone you're
See,
talking to.
that's
Like
that's a
like, all right,
great
this
thing.
this
It's
this this.
actually it's actually a great thing to be mysterious. Like I'm actually like on my way. Like you see, I like being charismatic. I like being a good person, and I like to speak sometimes. But now I'm in a place where I'm trying to be more silent in public. You know what I'm saying? In public, I'm trying to be more silent and be more observant of my surroundings and stuff like that. Because when you're observant, you are aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of like I started to realize why the Buddhist monk is always silent. Why the Buddhist monk is always silent is because he's not trying to let out so much energy rapidly talking to so many people. You know what I'm saying? And as you grow older and as you mature, you start to realize that talking about obnoxious things and things that don't serve, it can actually lower your vibration than bring it high. So being mysterious and not telling people what you're doing in life or telling like just being mysterious in general is also a great way to become the better version of yourself because you're not letting everybody know. You're actually just keeping it within and bringing yourself up. Everybody's gonna want to know, like, yo, what is he doing?
Mm,
I want to know what he's doing. He's rocking all of this. You know what I'm saying? He got that nice car. Where does he work out? But you don't tell nobody. That was makes you mysterious.
mhm.
So what I'm gonna say is, right, being mysterious, man, it's just so awesome. Like, once you realize that you can actually bring your vibration up by just keeping it to yourself, you'll realize that letting out so much won't really, what I'm saying, bring that much attention. See, it will bring more attention. Actually, it'll bring more attention when you don't tell people, because people are gonna want to know what you're doing. Like, they want to be like you. When you're mysterious, they want to be like you. You know what I'm saying? Not in general, but you feel me? Because people like to show off fancy things and stuff like that, but you know,
Yeah, and so I remembered, when you're silent, what so much of the time when you're talking, occasionally, a thought will come into your mind. You'll say something that you haven't thought about yourself before. But most of what you're saying and telling people is like knowledge you already know about this, and this is a thought you've had before. Whereas, if you're more silent and you're just listening and observing to everyone else,
yeah.
that's your opportunity for someone to say something and for you to genuinely be listening and take that in and be like, yeah, no, I resonate with that, and I can apply that to
Hmm.
my life, and so listening is, yeah. I mean, that's what I try to do more is listen more than you talk, because most of
Yeah,
the time when you're talking, you're not learning anything,
you're
but when you're
not learning.
listening, there's the opportunity to learn.
That's a fact, man. I was just told that too. Like, be the last person to talk, because when you're the last person to talk, you could actually like pick up more of what the other person is talking about. You feel me?
Mm,
And not react a certain way. Because a lot of people, when they argue, they like to argue together. They don't like to let the person talk, and then I'll talk now. See, now I improve. I improve. When I started getting to arguments, I started. Well, I don't argue. You know what I'm saying? But when I wasn't arguments, when I started improving, I started letting the other person get off what they had to say about me on their chest, and then I'll give my input, and then we'll come to an agreement of why we were arguing about and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? When you are a listener, it's a better way to get out of a dramatic situation that you don't have to be in.
yeah, I mean, it's so much easier to just try to fill and fuel your ego by just yelling at someone and not letting
Yeah,
them talk, and you feel like you're winning,
but
but it's when it's always the person who isn't as angry as you are, or is more calm than you, like they're the one who's ultimately winning, because they're not as affected by it as you are.
yeah, that's a fact, man. And when you yell and scream, you get angry, you're giving somebody else the opportunity to lower your vibration all the way down. And then you got to work yourself all the way back up to where you was at. See, a lot
Yeah.
of people, they are envious of your energy. So if you're a happy person and your energy is good, they envy that. They want to be like you. So when they see that, they'll try their hardest to get you upset. And I'm not telling you to not get upset at them, because you have to have balance. You could be like, yo, you're doing too much. I'm going to leave this situation. And the power of walking away from a person instead of, letting the situation go, that puts you automatically in the spotlight.
Mm.
Automatically.
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes it's like, sometimes maybe the person who's trying to argue with you, like it's something dumb, and it's like not it's something that's not it's not worth sitting there and screaming at each other over. So you're like, all right, let's just let's separate a little bit, and just we'll feel our emotions, and hopefully things will dissipate, or when we're more calm we can come together and then talk about it, because you never like, you notice everyone who's yelling over each other, like they never accomplish anything.
Yeah. See, a lot of people, that's why there's a lot of abusive relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know how to listen. They don't know how to just sit there and listen. You feel me? I'm not a person where I like to argue with females, because number one, females, they are emotional. So whenever they have in their emotional bag right there, they're going to just spit it out at you right then and there. So I'm a person, like, I just like to listen. I'm like, uh huh. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta go back and forth with a female because a female, she's going to like, that's a female. You know what I'm saying? You can't go back and forth with a female. You're not gonna win. You're not.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that's like really difficult because men and women see things in certain cases a lot differently. So like a lot of the times, a girl might be in an argument might be coming from more of the stance of like, all right, this made me feel this way, so I'm angry about it, this and that. And so and then on the flip side, usually men are more logical and they're just like, all right, well, if I put two and two together, it doesn't really make sense that you feel this way. So it's difficult because there's this disconnect. It's like there's no opening to like come together and feel like, all right, we both understand each other. And of course, it's 100% possible, and that's the end goal. But a lot of the times it's, I know, in my personal life, it's sometimes difficult because it's like we're seeing things from like it's like the same situation, but we're seeing, and this is with just an argument between any two human beings. Is like it's the same situation, but we're seeing them in a different light. So it's like, how do we? It's sometimes hard to come to that agreement.
Heck yeah, man. Women are like, I love women, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're good creatures, man. A lot of people, they give them a lot of hate because of how the internet is, but we're the reason why they are. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? We need to take accountability for what women do. You know what I'm saying? The reason why women are out here bugging and tricking and doing all these things because we allow them to.
Hmm.
We see we see pictures on the internet and we're paying $150 for some feet. For feet? Come on, man. Y'all out of pocket.
Well, that's the thing because, like you just said, like people are doing certain things because we allow it. Like that girl can post, keep posting her bikini pictures or whatever, and keep getting money from her sponsors and everything because guys are liking it, because they're commenting, because they're buying the stuff, right? And because they're paying them. And it's like, if she was doing that and she started her OnlyFans and no one's paying her, she's not gonna do it anymore. And maybe she's gonna be
Exactly.
like, all right, maybe I need to go work and make some money in like a more like maybe I have to go and make money in a different realm or try something else because it's like all right, maybe I shouldn't, maybe they might come to the realization of like all right, maybe I shouldn't just use my body to and like leech off of
Yeah.
the lonely men to
See,
fuel me.
we're the problem. We're the problem.
Hmm.
Not us, but men. Men are the problem
Yeah.
because they like the biggest thing on the market. Like Broly Gaines said, he said this great message. He said the biggest market of money is the sex market. Every guy is trying to make money and buy sex. You know what I'm saying? And buy all these things that's gonna get women or give the image of a woman. Like men are just out of control these days.
Hmm.
Like they actually think the woman that's on the camera doing all that thing is real to them. Like that, like when they're in that mode, they visualize a woman doing that to them
Hmm.
instead of actually seeing it in real life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not particularly men's fault for doing the things that they do. It's programming
Hmm.
by the higher society. You know what I'm saying? To if you could get a man in his drawers, you could get a man anywhere. Like that's the first way you can attack a man is by
Right.
a woman.
Yeah, that because that's biologically your biggest weakness essentially. Like you that's why like all these guys, who are entrepreneurs are always saying like if you have a girlfriend, make sure she's the right type of girl because she could help you on your journey and motivate you all, or she can do the complete opposite and completely take you off of your direction and
Uh huh.
completely mess up your journey.
Mm-hmm. I was in that situation. A girl, she messed up my journey. When I was on my journey, I'm not gonna say I was meant supposed to be here because I was meant to go through that. I was supposed to see why I didn't need a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? When I was with a girl, she was draining my energy. I wasn't getting creative enough. I was doing a lot of stuff for her. You know what I'm saying? I was paying a lot of stuff that I needed to pay for. I was wasting a lot of time that I needed to become the version of me. I was meant to go through that. So the next
Mhm.
situation, I will never let that happen. You know what I'm saying? Certain
Yeah,
things come into your life just to teach you something, not to for it to stay there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I firmly believe in that.
And yeah, I've heard some guys talk about how like every man should have a certain period, whether it's like a 5 year period or a year, whatever it is, that you're purely focused on your craft and what you're doing, what your goal is, whether it's to make more money, whether it's to get better at this skill, whether it's to get that job, whatever it is, purely be focused on that for a certain period of time and see how hard you can work without any distractions. And so and then once you're able to find your balance, then you could be like, all right, I met this girl, and maybe I can get into a relationship now, and if she's the right type of girl and she can help me out a little bit, and all right, I could
Of
spend more
course,
time with these people, and maybe I could spend a
of
little money in
course.
this area. But it's like it's time to get to work, and this I just have to do it for this certain period of time.
See, a lot of it's another great topic. A lot of people need to practice being on retention with their
Mm,
partner, with their partner. Like I did that. You know what I'm saying? I did that. I was on retention. And then when you're on retention, number one, you're gonna find your female way more attractive than she already is. Number two, is she's gonna grow more attraction for you. And it's gonna be more attraction outside of sex. Like you're gonna enjoy conversations. You guys
mm-hmm,
gonna have like you guys are going to enjoy each other. Like I'm a firm like I love like retaining. I love retaining and it changed. It really changed my life though. Like being on retaining energy and stuff like that. I'm not saying, oh, you need to go 30 days and this and that. Like you don't need to do all that. If you don't want to do that, you don't need to do all that. A lot of people be like, oh, you need to be a year straight, no nut, all this. We humans at the end of the day, man.
yeah,
A lot of people they're gonna sit here and say like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. Man, do what's comfortable for you and what's
mm-hmm,
comfortable for your journey. Your journey is not like theirs. So if you think you need to get off once a month, hey, get off once a month. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the way your life is. But I personally think that a lot of relationships need to practice being celibate sometimes because then you'll learn the person even better than you already did. You start learning some things and learn things that you might not like. When you take away the
mm,
instant gratification to her, she she shows you who she really is, and is she just with you because of that? So retaining is really going to teach you a lot of things about being with a woman when you're on a retention with your woman.
yeah. That's a really good point, and because you'll start to be able to see it's like, all right, well, do I am I with this person just for the instant gratification, or it's because like we have something here, and
Yeah,
also it's like the journey's different for everyone. Like there was a time where I went for over a year straight. Um, honestly, I don't even know how I did it that long, but and it's like but like I tell people like to try it. Like if you try it and if it's
just
not for
try it like
you don't
two
feel
weeks,
any difference, it's like,
see how you
okay,
feel.
I'll try it, yeah.
Yeah, man, give it a try, man. It might just mess around and change your whole life, man. Certain people just change their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I firmly believe, like, look at boxers. Like Mike Tyson, before every fight, he didn't have intercourse for like 7 weeks before he even
Mhm,
fought, because he had to be, because when you have that life force in your body, it builds up the testosterone. You feel me? So it's not good to have intercourse before you have a fight in boxing.
mhm,
So look at how powerful it is even in sports. It's not just about releasing all the time.
right.
It's about what else it could do for your life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might just want to get off this one time, but think about how you're gonna be in the basketball game you have next week. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's putting everything into perspective because, like you just said, you might just mess around and it might just change your life. Like that's what happened to me when I started that. When I started some other things, it's like, all right, well, my life has been like this. Good. It's like, all right, my life has been like this for so long, but now it's just going up. How do you think you can start to love yourself?
Um, you actually have to start having some goals down. You feel me? As a man, it's different. Like a lot of women, they be like, "Oh, you need to take yourself out and stuff like that." It's different for men. You know what I'm saying? We already do things alone as men. We're alone a lot of the times that we are. You know what I'm saying? Self love is discipline. You know what I'm saying? Self love is like telling yourself, telling your friends like, "Yo, I can't go out tonight. I got to work." You know what I'm saying? It's not that I got to work or I got to grind towards what I want to do in life right now. That's self love. Turning down stuff that you don't have to go to just just to impress other, not impress people that wanna go out with you and stuff like that, or turning down like semen retention, turning down casual sex. You feel me? Like, it's just a lot of things that go into self love. Self love is like something you have to build over time. It's not like something you could just, oh, I love myself because the way I look. It's more than that.
Hmm.
It's way more than that. You know what I'm saying? Self love is building the better version of yourself. Go ahead. I see you had a thought coming.
Yeah, I think a lot of the self love of all the way I look. It's like, yeah, like you want to work out and you want to, look the best, whatever. But I think a lot of the time that can be driven, by your ego. But if you're more driven by like, all right, like I'm passionate and creative about this, and I'm like I'm actually getting this done, like and then being proud of yourself for that, because I think a lot of the times we don't give ourselves enough credit for things. Like I know a lot of times in my life, like I feel like I need to do all these different things, and it's like if I don't get every single thing done, then I'm not proud of myself. But it's like
Uh,
be proud of yourself for the little things because you are making progress.
Even just doing it, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get on myself because I ain't upload. Like, damn, I ain't uploaded that fuck. But you know what? Even the thought of getting mad at myself, that's a good sign because it's like in the future, I'm gonna look back at all the hard work I put in. You feel me? So everything's a win when you really look at it. You gotta go harder at what you love to do. But self love, that's something you gotta build. It's not something you could build overnight. You gotta build this. Like, self love is self discipline, in my opinion.
No, I agree with that because it's just like a lot of things in life that are worthwhile. Like it usually doesn't happen overnight. Like if you want that relationship or you want the right friendship or it's like sometimes you meet someone out of the blue, right? But also it's like developing connections and developing your craft. It's like that it takes time, but that's okay because in the long run all that stuff pays off.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. It's all gonna pay off, man. It's all gonna pay off, and you're gonna look back and be like, "Damn, I did a great job by not going out that night. By me not going out that night, I found out what I love to do. I made that big project I always wanted to make. I made that song I always wanted to make. You feel me? It's always it's different. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna thank yourself for not doing the things that they wanted you to do. You did what you want to do. That's self love
Yeah.
on its own.
And I mean, and I mean, just adding to what we're saying, it's like it is like when people might be hearing us say this right now, like it is. I understand it's easier said than done. Like it genuinely,
It is.
genuinely takes time because for the longest time in my life, I had a poor relationship with myself, and then of course that affected every other area of my life. And it's like once you start to incorporate the new habits, and it's just because you meditate for one day, your life isn't going to change. You have to do
Yeah.
it consistently and stuff like that. But like I can't like in terms of it paying off and doing these habits and improving your mindset and stuff like I genuinely can't even recommend it more because of what it's done for my reality and for me because it's like I
Man.
can wake up every day now and the second I wake up every day I don't say to myself just another day on earth like I'm gonna have to deal with this bullshit today. It's like I don't have that
Yeah.
mindset anymore, and that shifts your day, your weeks, your years, and your life.
It's a fact, man. And speaking on how you was talking about meditation, man. That's the like. I don't know why people don't have that in their life. I really don't. Like a lot of people, they like to smoke weed and they have their coping mechanisms. And meditation is not just for when you have anxiety or if your mind is racing. If you could just get into that blissful state on the regular, you're gonna look at stuff more clear. You know what I'm saying? You're
Mm,
gonna start thinking different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in a new part of meditation where I ain't gonna lie, it took me like a whole year to really get on meditation. Like I don't know if it was the only person, I was the only person that like wasn't doing it correctly. I just now started doing it correctly. Like the whole point of meditation is to be present in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is gonna come flooding you with all these thoughts and all these things that don't matter. And you know what's crazy? I like to really say this too. Those thoughts are to distract you from the present moment. The present moment, that is like the most beautiful thing because you're not worried about nothing. You know, you just focusing on right now. Not what happened last night, not what happened in the future. You just focusing on what's happening right now. And meditation helps you be more present in the moment and it teaches you on how to be disciplined too. You know, you building like a muscle right there, like when you're trying to be present.
and I mean, that's the thing. It's like you could ask yourself, all right, well, what's the point of, trying to be more in the present moment? And the answer to that is like the present moment is quite literally the only time that exists right now and will ever exist. Everything that
Exactly.
you think about that's going to happen in the future, a minute from now, a year from now, tomorrow, once that time comes, it is going to be now.
100%. 100%. The present moment is just it's just so beautiful because it's nothing happening. You know what I'm saying? Everything that happened before, you can't do nothing about it. Anything that's happening in the future, you can't do nothing about it. But you know what you can do something about? The present moment and be present. It's the most beautiful thing because there's no way that anybody can mess that up for you.
Hmm. And that's why it's called the present moment, because you think about a gift, a present, like that's what it's like. It's really a gift to just be
Yeah,
here right now and experience this.
yeah, man. I don't know why, man. Meditation, man, that shit changed my whole life, man. Like that shit changed my whole life. I had that like when I was like 17, man. Like I started doing that when I was like 17. I'm 20 now, but when I was 17, that's when I really got into like becoming spiritual, meditation. You feel me? I was meditating when I was Christian though. When I was Christian, I was meditating. You feel me? I didn't believe I wasn't those people, oh, I pray over meditate. I didn't believe in that because I was really reading the book. I used to read the book. I used to read it. You feel me? And Jesus used to meditate. You feel me? So I used to take the practices that he taught and then I put that into works. You feel me? Eventually, I got out of Christianity, and then I started to pursue spirituality, and then I started to realize that spirituality isn't even spirituality. Spirituality is just life.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And life is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Everything that goes around you is spiritual. Stop trying to give yourself an identity and just flow with life. You know what I'm saying? Meditation now I'm growing. You know, I'm starting to grow that it's a journey. This life is a journey, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I really like look at things now. Like it's just a journey. Life is spiritual. It's not spirituality, it's not an identity. Life is spiritual though.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people they like to put on all these crystals, but they're not spiritual. They're not living
mm-hmm.
spiritual. You feel me? They're not
Yeah.
actually living the human experience and what it's supposed to really be live for, not to show off your crystals or there's nothing wrong with that. Do what you do. I respect you. Do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying for me, in my opinion, like that's not how you determine. That's not the only way to determine who you can be spiritually wise, you know.
Right. It's like you can't really just wear crystals, but not try to improve your mindset, or not
Yeah,
look at things in a different light. It's like you can
yeah,
wear like I know so many people who wear the crystals and say they're spiritual, but
yeah.
they're all depressed, they all hate their lives, so it's like,
Exactly.
and they're trying to use the crystals as a
As
way,
a
like, all right, this crystal does this and attracts
Yeah.
love into my
Yeah,
life, so
I
that's
just
why
get
I'm gonna
away,
wear it.
and that's another reason why I just get away from the crystals, because it's like the crystals are You're supposed to build that. You are your biggest crystal. Like I like to tell people, you are your biggest crystal. If you can adapt all the mechanisms to get away from all the dark stuff and get away from all the stuff that's going to disrupt your life, there's nobody in this world that can stop you. You know, if you
Right.
become that cold alpha male or that cold female that everybody wants to be, and you adapt the traits of a leader, there's nothing that can stop you in this world. You don't need no crystals. You know what I'm saying? That does not determine who you become.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. I used to
Yeah.
wear crystals, so I know. You
Right. Dude, I couldn't agree more. Showtime. Really appreciate you coming on today.
already know, man. You already know, man. Thanks for
Where can
having
people
me.
check you out?
You already know. You can check me out on YouTube, Instagram, everything. Showtime Eyes 9. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brad for having me on the podcast. Beautiful podcast. You know what I'm saying? Go check him out. This his joint. You know what I'm saying? He the guy. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. And yeah, guys, I did a podcast on Showtime's channel too. He had me as a guest on his podcast, so go check
Yep,
that out
yep,
as well. It's on my channel. We'll
yep,
catch you guys in the next one.
yep,
Peace.
yep, yep. Peace.